because today's video is not about lip gloss. As much as I love lip gloss, it's about bedazzled things, okay? I don't know if you remember, but not too long ago, I made a video with this little bag, 𝘱𝘨𝘨𝘳𝘴𝘵 bag, and it didn't get enough time in my opinion, so I decided to bring it back. And why not just tapping some bedazzled items today, starting with this bag. So isn't this the cutest bag ever that you've ever seen? Look at that. And it's also bedazzled at the bottom, of course. Let me put the chain inside the bag so that it doesn't make as much noise, although the sound is fun too. There we go. And we have a lip liner inside of the bag that I completely forgot. This one is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's Pillow Talk. Everyone has Pillow Talk because it's a universal color. So good. I've shown you the inside already. You have the B for 𝘱𝘨𝘨𝘳𝘴𝘵, and the inside you can put your cards in there, so it's very practical. You have a little zip here. You can unzip. Now I'm just doing this, freestyle, but there we go. Little zip. Let's make sure that we close it. Good. We have a back pocket here as well, so that could be for dollar bills, by the way, because they do fit, and it's really sturdy. I feel like it's not the kind of material that would open on you and ditch you and the money would fly away. You have the B, obviously. B for 𝘱𝘨𝘨𝘳𝘴𝘵, B for beautiful, B for beauty, B for beauty. So this is a beautiful, 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 beautiful bag. Okay, so my headphones are not cooperating today, so we're gonna ditch them. Good riddance. Also, how cute are these little earrings? So, boom. Next, I got another bedazzled bag. This one is blue. I'm gonna show you the two of them side by side. These are Swarovski crystals, so you can totally tell the shine that it has, how glittery it is. This bag is from Guess, and of course these are just replicas of crystals. It doesn't shine as much if you compare the two, but I just love that bag. It's so sleek, and I love blue and pink, so which one is your favorite, not just based off the brand but based off the shape. What would you wear the most? Remember, this one has a loose silver chain, so I love pink though, but this one also has a little bit more of gold undertones, so I don't mind mixing and matching my metals. I will wear silver and gold together, I don't care, but you can tell that it does sound different. The strap is a little chromy. I love that color, it's so cute. Let me just show you closer. There you go. Look at that chrome. And you have a little logo there. I think this is a fun bag. You can travel with it and get the vibe, the bedazzled vibe, without overly investing in the bag itself. So if you want an alternative, you like the crystals of this one, I would say Guess has some cute little alternatives, gives you a similar vibe, and it's more affordable, if that is one of your criterias. But one thing about bags that is so fun is almost like investing in them. It's, I don't know if it's like a girly thing, but collecting purses is like, I don't know, it's a big thing. And you know, there are so many bags that you save for, you go to the store to see. It's like going to the car dealership in some different fonts for us. And here the crystals are not tied to the bag, so you could literally cut the little sparkles and you would have a blue satin bag underneath. If I get close, you'll be able to see what I mean. It's loose at the end. There you go. And it does remind me of a Prada bag dupe alert. I don't know, because of the little triangle. I think Prada does the same. I'm not sure. I don't have Prada bags yet. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And when you open this one, you have, well, I have a piece of gum that you will not get, but you have a Satan inside and the logo, yes, of course. You can place your cards here too. You can only put up to 3 cards though. You can only put up to 3 cards though. And that's pretty much it from the inside. Not much else to see. But it is very soft. Next on the bedazzled list, my favorite heels. I showed them to you in my relaxing ASMR video. I'll link it down below, but I did not give you enough time with those. Those are also Swarovski crystals. As you can see, the shine is at the same level as the bag. You see how it reflects really well. As you turn around, it catches the light. It's very, very precious and beautiful. And I especially love how it wraps around the ankle. And of course, the snake head right here. And I believe this brand, 𝘱𝘨𝘳𝘴𝘵, they do have different models where you have more or less around your ankle. So you get to pick, you get to decide, you get to choose. It's your life. If you want one more little strap around your leg, then you may have more. If you want less, you can have less. And one model I especially love in these shoes are the ones with the butterflies. It's so gorgeous. And in my opinion, these are totally wedding shoes material, to be honest with you. But of course, the nude version. And the sole, like the bottom, is really cute as well, because it shines so pretty. I feel like everyone wants 𝘱𝘴𝘶, everyone wants the YSL heels, but these are so criminally underrated, in my opinion. And of course, we have the other foot. Same thing, you can see here the details. And I've worn them plenty of times, and I just love how the quality is so amazing and maintained the test of time. Look at that heel. Like, we're not talking enough about the details. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Okay. And of course, we're gonna light the candle. Beautiful, and it sounds so good too. And we have actual tulips with us as well. Obviously, you've noticed, but inspiration. So those are going to be the mirrors that we're going to be using. Let me like unbox everything one at a time. That is so well stick together, actually. So now we have the mirrors, which are going to be the sides. There's so many of them. Hopefully they put a lot of them just in case I mess up, because that seems intimidating. So let's just place them one by one. Here, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I thought it was going to sound better for some reason. Anyways. And then we have this whole package. It's like a Lego, if you've done Legos before, with little packets inside of it. And they actually do furnish a glue stick. I had no idea. These are the corners for the lamp. Little wires. Little corners. They feel really good too. They feel like some form of rubber, and they smell like rubber too, a little bit. I'm gonna put that there. Since I got the glue myself, I'm gonna use the glue that I got. Those are like the cutest little leaves, and you just stick them. That's like step number, I don't know, they don't mention it in the steps. That's why I hate like written instructions. It's so complicated for no reason. But in the videos that I watched, I've seen what people do. We have the little beads and the tulips, which is so exciting. That is like the last step though. So we're not going to be having them too close. But they're going to make the whole thing so cute. And then these little like tweezer thing, they're supposed to be to put the leaves, I think. We'll see if I remember everything correctly. They start with this. And kind of just unmesh it. But then I don't want to break it though. Maybe you just twist it. Okay, twist it like that, and just twist it again. And completely unwrapping the wires. That is step number 1. By the way, I have no idea if this is gonna end up well, if I'm gonna succeed. It's like every time, I don't know if it's the same for you, but sometimes I have this like, you know, dream and hope, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go do whatever, like a cake or like brownies or whatever, and I go buy all the ingredients and stuff, and it's always like so much more expensive and long to do it yourself. And if you're not thorough with your practice, most of the time it doesn't taste good either. Like sometimes I've had these like oh my god, revelation, I need to do this apple pie, and then I never do apple pie. So, you know, it takes a long time and it's not always good and I don't always succeed, but with this, I have hopes. Come on, it's like 5 steps. So now first, once that is all unmeshed, it's to see if it works. First, they test the light. So I suppose you pull this white thing, boom, and we test if it works. Ooh, it's gonna be so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a regular mode. That's dead. Like, they're not on. A little flashy, you know, you can see on my arm. So cute. Flashing, but slower. That's gonna be cute. And then just regular lights. Okay, they work. Great. Step number 1, done. Step number 2, thread all the lamp beads onto the lamp cords. So we're gonna open the lamp beads, which are these. They're matching. Pointing the obvious. But honestly, this is ASMR. It's all about pointing the obvious. Okay. So, yeah, let me see. And I think you would put it this way, no? Or this way. Oops. Oh, yeah. Look, we're just gonna give it a shot. Try it in every way possible. You know, that's how I think it's supposed to be done. Okay. Okay. Leave the light bulb inside the flower and twist the 2 wires together. Okay. Like these. Isn't it cute? It's like a little flower. Hopefully I'm doing this right, by the way. But I think I am. I'm pretty confident that I am. As for the height and stuff of the flower themselves, we're just gonna have to pray for the best. I think the smartest thing to do would be to kind of put them all in, if that makes sense. Like have all the flowers and just twisting as a second step instead of doing one by one. I don't know. They made it look so easy in the videos too. Yes? Well, they're kind of the same height, and that's 2. That was actually a gift from one of my friends, and she said, I don't know if you're gonna hate me for this gift, but I got you a DIY. And I was like, no, that's gonna be fire. But I see now that it's a lot of repetitions. I think I'm gonna have to adjust them at the end. Ooh. Oh, it's much easier to do it this way, though. Oh, hell yeah. My favorite thing to do lately, well, there's a lot of favorite things, honestly, that I do lately, but as of late, it's been to go on Reddit in the Am I Overreacting subreddit and deciding if they're overreacting or not. This part is like messier than I thought it would be. Maybe it's just the way I'm doing it. Like, what if I did it this way then? Oh yeah, and you twist using the tulip itself. Oh yeah. When the year started, the 2025, that is, I was just thinking, I don't know if you had the same feeling or not, it's probably just me honestly, but this year is not necessarily the year to like have all these goals and just to want them to happen the way that you see, but just more so to give your all the way that you've learned to do it over the last years. That's how I see it, more so like keeping that energy of production and optimism, but not being too attached to any sort of outcome or anything specific happening, because even this year has started in a way that is so different. I don't know, it's just a different energy. There's some good vibes for sure, but there's a lot of unpredictability. These last few years on social media, I don't know if you agree, but it used to kind of not be as spiritual as it is now, and like, who am I to speak, because that's also the kind of videos I do, right? But it's to a point where it's so normalized
And a lot of people also are starting to give up. So it's like, it's been a couple years, like 2 years, and some people just saw the videos, the content, let's say like believe in yourself, or like tell yourself you're beautiful, or like, you know, start these affirmations and whatnot. And now it's been a year, 2 years, and that's when people are also like reverting to what they knew prior, or starting to doubt, you know? Because what if, you know, you've been affirming for 2 years, but you don't see it and you haven't seen it materialize? And when I say it, I mean whatever you would want to see materialized, you know? Not just like wishing and hoping and telling yourself every day, but really getting to the point where you can move on from that and like you've seen it materialize. And I think that's like the sensitive point with spirituality, is like, when is it enough? When have you had enough of that motivation, that prep, and you're ready to put actions in the world? Or when you put actions and you don't see results, do you keep doing that and you hope that it's going to work? Or do you go more rational and you're like, look, this is obviously not going the way I would hope? Oh no, I think this one got twisted and by mistake. But yeah, make your life mesmerizing to you in 2025. Although I feel there's going to be so many plot twists and stuff that we don't expect. And then from that comes the mentality that I had where I was saying like, this year for me feels more like you do your best, but then you're not like fully expecting things to happen exactly the way you want, but better. And because they're going to happen better and in the way that you can't expect, you ultimately remain so optimistic, right? But you're not freaking out, wondering like, oh, this one thing that I really, really want, why is it not happening? Or why is it not happening the way that I want? And so that way you have less chatter, like internal chatter, and more input, outward input, or output, should I say. Like, basically your actions reflect on that. And I was like, hey, this is gonna be a cute video, it's gonna be a vibe. Sometimes you guys don't remember exactly why I started ASMR. And it's because I definitely needed to relax and to calm down. And I used to be super, super impatient. And doing something that's not fully like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was more action-driven, impatient, you know, act more, think less. But doing something like ASMR over the years has really had a wonderful impact on me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, this is kind of boring. I don't know if it's just me, but like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, y'all. But anyways, how is your 2025 starting? And do you feel like you have objectives this year, your goals or motivations? You should definitely drop that in the comment. There we go, like so. And this one too. Oh, actually like that. Like that. Y'all, I've been doing this for 56 minutes now. I don't know how it's going to be edited in the video. Oh my goodness. No. Okay. Step 1. Yay. Oh my gosh. Finally. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna do the glue. So I've seen a TikTok of this. Once again, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but you burn the glue with a candle and then you let that drop on there, and then you press your little tulip in it. Y'all, it's not working. Damn. Okay, I'm doing this again. Listen, I'm just gonna say it right now. I doubt that I'm ever gonna become an ASMR DIY channel. But, you know, it's good to try new things in life and be creative. You know what I mean? Try things out. But I'm also just thinking, yeah, no one would want to watch a video of me a week being like, I hate this. Get me out of here. Oh, I got this, I got this. I'm gonna do this one here in the corner. It's gonna be a little off. Like my rows are not really, you know, perfectly positioned. Next. Oy. I'm gonna make this one a little bit further away. This one like this, and this like that. I think that's what's gonna happen. Oh Lord have mercy, y'all. And now we're in 20 minutes. So there's two things. This is so tiny and cute, but also annoying. This goes here. Yay! Honestly, there's a lot of fingerprints on it. I don't know if people are able to do it without leaving their fingerprints all over. If they are, shout out to them, because I will not be that person. There's fingerprints everywhere. Also the glue, I thought I was gonna have like a dainty glue moment. You know what I mean? Like barely noticeable. But once again, sometimes you need to lower your expectation. At least it's like put together. Of course, it needs a little bit of tweaking, but I'm gonna show you so far what we have. Okay, so that's what we have right now. All the little like flowers, but as you can see, now we have them all. They're not very well like placed and stuff, and I think then the first step is gonna be to remove all the glue. And remember guys, this is nature, okay? Nature is not perfection. So if you're expecting this to be perfect, you're fooling yourself. Sometimes you gotta have realistic standards for yourself. Know when it's time to give up. Just kidding, but also not, you know. This is my lip gloss, Dior lip gloss. You already know, guys, you already know. And we have a little sunset at the background too. Cute. Okay, so, oh, and I said there's only 5 steps. There's only 5 steps. And then I turn around and there's like 5 more. Oh, okay, so now we have more gluing to do. Yes. We have more gluing to do. Yay. Okay. Only positive vibes in here. Only positive vibes. Press the green leaf against the flower to make it look cute. So we're gonna try one thing right now, which is we have the candle, we have the glue. We are going to use these very helpful little, like, looks like an eyebrow plucker, but, and we're gonna put, let's say, like a little bit of like glue here and bring that here. Am I understanding the assignment correctly? I think so. Yo, that's cute. That's cute. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know why I started doing this. I don't know, guys. Okay. Next, those are the tweezers. I was looking for that word earlier, the tweezers. It's really tiny. Putting the glue, and I'm gonna put it like here, moving the glue out, twisting and installing. There we go. That looks cute. Hell yeah, that looks cute. My technique for this is no technique. There's no technique. Obviously, the leaf is not even with the flower. Yeah, the leaf is not even with the flower, y'all. I don't know what happened here. What if I put the glue on the leaf first and then I just stick it? Oops. Yeah, no. Oh, you know what? That's not a bad idea. It actually quite works out better. Okay, it works out better. What about this? We put it on the leaf like so. And then this one here. We glue again on the leaf. A generous amount. And we go in for the middle flowers, like this one. Yes. Because as you can see, my tulips have that too. The little green leaves. Okay. And again, this is still like running. Oh shit. There we go. That works. Actually, that part I prefer. If it was just about gluing things from the get-go, I would be all in, I think. But it is really just that whole like flower wire thing. I don't recommend if you're not patient. Update. Okay. So I have successfully placed all the little green leaves. Please focus. I've been doing this for 1 hour and 46 minutes now. I need some support. Hell yeah. So that's what it looks like. It's a little bit messy. You already know. It looks something like these, but it's pretty though. Now, if I understand correctly, we have to place little beads. So I'm gonna remove the unnecessary glue strings, because just like I said right now, they're unnecessary glue strings. Next, we're gonna do the beads. So we have some stones, like so, a little bit of glue, and let's see what happens. Okay, honestly, I think right now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I think right now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. These are low-key easier to put on. Okay. Okay, so I took a break and I did a little something, and so now here's where we're at. I've added all of the little diamonds on it, and I can actually show it to you this way. So now you can really see the work. Yay! It looks a little bit messy, I feel, but honestly, it's better than I expected at the same time. And while in my little break, the box was put together. So we're going to be placing this inside of that and putting the lamp together. So basically, we're going to be using it this way because this is open, as you can see. So what we're going to be doing is sliding it like so inside. So now let's see how it looks like in the dark. So there's 3 settings, one that's like crazy ugly, one that's a little bit better, and then the final boss is like just straight light. So it actually looks like a garden. I think that's what we're going for. That's what I've been looking at this whole time. You see there? And that's what I want. So let me put it to that setting and close light. And it looks really cool in real life. Y'all, I'm telling you, this doesn't make it justice. I don't know why it's ugly right now, okay? Oh. But basically you can see, oh, now that looks good. Yeah. Do you see how cute this is? It's thousands and infinite tulips. Oh my gosh. After all this raging, discouragement, crying, wanting to give up, I finally made it. Would I recommend you do this? No. I would say save yourself the time because, yeah, I'm not the most patient person, but I'm still pretty patient, and it was really, really terrible for me. But it's so pretty though. Now that I'm opening it in the dark, it's so beautiful. Look at this. There's like thousands of tulips. Oh my gosh, they look so good. Hey, makes me want to go roll in them. They're so pretty. And now for the up camera, because you guys have seen anyway this whole time. It's no secret that we have a camera up there as well. It looks so pretty. Even this, like, it looks like the sky. I don't know how to explain, you guys. And then you see that candle in the tulips. Magical. Optical illusion. This is what museums strive to do, but I've done it better. Look at this. You can see the reflection of every tulip. I'm dying. This is so cute. But like I said, honestly, buy it pre-made, or if you are really, 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 really patient, do it yourself for fun. But for me, I don't know how the editing is going to go, how much you're going to see. But it took me well over 2 hours, y'all. Well over 2 hours. And I think that I got a gray hair from doing this because this looks really small, but when you're doing it, actually, it's really long and there's a lot of pieces, as you see. But now we're matching the real life tulips with the tulip lamp. And to be fair, the camera is still picking up bonus light that's unnecessary. So in the dark, like complete dark, this has to go crazy, crazy, crazy. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I'm glad that it looks good because after all this effort, imagine if it looked ugly. I would be so mad, y'all. But with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful night and I'll see you soon. Of others. So they meet someone, they go on a date, and now they already have all these pre-made ideas of how it's going to play out, are usually people that have a lot of potential themselves. They have a lot of ambitions themselves. And every single thing you have projected on someone else is actually meant for you. Everything you have orchestrated in your head, every fantasy you've had about relationships while dating someone who has shown you no clear sign, absolutely no clear sign of being that person, it was you. This projection, these ideas, it's what you need, or it's what you know you have at the end of it all. But yet you don't fully believe it because you are trying to mold someone into a person you can not only become yourself for yourself, but that already exists and is already out there for you somewhere, somehow. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter when. As long as you keep working hard on your goals and what you want to achieve, they will be on your path. Now, your path is the path you are meant to walk to feel the happiest, and that is without anyone else involved. That looks like what you've always wanted to do as a kid, the ambition and goals that you have for yourself, the kind of positions you want, the kind of impact you want, the kind of salary you want, the kind of style you want, the kind of lifestyle you want, and sometimes the kind of love we want. Those are all wonderful, wonderful things and aspirations. But of course, you deserve to feel happy before achieving anything. Your happiness is not a conditional feeling that only happens when you are worthy. It is the state of mind and the state of your heart that will lead you where you're supposed to be. A lot of people confuse delaying happiness with motivation, and so they completely starve themselves of any joy in their own day-to-day life because they don't feel proud of where they're at right now. They don't feel like they deserve to enjoy life because they're not where they want right now. They're not where they want to be right in this moment.
But you know what? I'm gonna say something to you, and you tell me what you think, but anything could happen. Of course, everything already has happened. But if anything could happen, then you must learn to enjoy where you're at, because that prepares you to the next level where you will actually experience everything you want. But the way you're feeling, if it's not congruent to where you want to be, then you'll never find happiness in reaching those goals anyways. You only find happiness in reaching goals that are financial, material, and worldly when you already are able to be happy, knowing that all of it is there, all of it is possible, anything is possible. But because anything is possible, nothing can be taken for granted, and every day must be enjoyed to the fullest. It is a state of mind. When you look at a tree, when you look at the sky, when you step outside and you get to walk and feel safe about it, you get to go where you want to go, you get to go purchase a coffee somewhere and you have an interaction with people there. Why not make it the best time of your life? Because that's the only time that you're in right now. When you are grinding, you're in work mode and you're giving it your all. Why don't you play some ambiance music, like epic music in the background? Trust me, this is such a vibe. And put your favorite candle scents around. Make sure your home is cozy because you're gonna be there if you hustle from home. Or if you're grinding at work and your work is at a certain office, why not make sure that you look your best every day? Make sure that you have the best playlists to listen to on your way to work, because you know you're gonna grind and you need all that extra energy. And of course, this doesn't mean dismissing your sadness. Absolutely not. Your sadness is a part of it. And when you realize that it's not that deep, but it's a human emotion that you get to experience that makes you feel human and that connects you to your simplicity at the core and your complexity at the heart and the mind, you can play into it. Have fun. You know you're sad. You know you're going to be happy in a couple of weeks because you're always getting what you want after a hard time. You always get your biggest blessings after a hard time. So while it's hard right now, why not make it the most epic time of your life without believing that it is the end? Without believing that it is the end. Without believing every thought that crosses your mind, but letting your mind cross your heart and letting your heart hurts so that you can feel some tears and let the emotions out. When I say enjoy your life in all of its complexity and simplicity, I mean romanticize every step. You getting that coffee is an opportunity to talk to the person that works there, to engage in a conversation with someone that's also in line there. We have way more opportunities than we think when it comes to connecting with others. And life makes it so that as we get older, we feel more and more isolated. But this feeling doesn't reflect our opportunities truly if we decide to be present in every single simple moment that presents itself to us. Everything is already written. You don't have to worry. And you know why I told you all of this in relation to what I said in the beginning? It's that not only you don't have to worry, but when you do worry, it takes away your focus from the present moment, and you don't get to enjoy it anymore. If there is a problem, there must be a solution. If the solution cannot be resolved right there, right now, then you must learn patience. And when you learn patience, you learn how to accept your real pace. And so that little delay, that little frustration, that issue that you have might actually be exactly what you need to build that tolerance to failure, to defeat, to delays. Everything is already written. Everything is already out there for you. But it doesn't mean that you don't do anything. You must follow your gut feeling. And when you do, you will remember how powerful you are. And when you realize that these words that I utter are your own, and that we are sharing the same experience, and that I just explained to you everything subconsciously that you have been knowing and feeling about yourself, this is when you'll wake up. This is when you'll wake up to a new reality where you are not only the main character, but you finally realize your role all along. And that not only it was a main character, but that you got things to do. You got stuff to accomplish. You got a mission on this earth. You got a purpose on this earth. And no one will stop you unless you stop yourself, unless you let people get in your way and tell you who you are so that you don't think for yourself and you let your feelings affected by the bare opinion of people that don't even like themselves. Everything is meant to reconnect you to who you are. And as you are listening to my words, you might be thinking about how good it feels to listen to these words, because actually my voice is traveling from your head all the way down your chest, all the way down your belly, and suddenly you don't need to think anymore. Every single time you think, you just want to think about things that are empowering. Every time you are somewhere outside, you just take a deep breath in and remember who you are. How lucky you are, how blessed you are, how full of potential you are. And next time you try to build someone up from scratch because you think they have potential, somehow you will remember who you are. And this time, it will be different. Because this time, you will finally act as yourself, and you will remember who you are. And who you are is who you are always meant to be. And when you realize that you can act as who you are always meant to be, everything will change. When you realize that you can act today as who you are meant to be, everything will change. And so it is. And as you are listening to this, you may start to feel relaxed and slowly drift away to a relaxing sleep that will have you awakened. Learn to group what makes people lie, what makes people stay in groups, etc. It's a really, really nice book. And tonight, y'all, we're just going to pick up where I left. Honestly, I have no idea what we're about to read, but I want to apologize in advance for the little background noises. There's a lot of snow outside right now, and a lot of trucks that are scooping the snow. It's really terrible. I've seen in the news that someone got stuck in their car, left the engine on, and then there was like meters of snow, car was stuck, and unfortunately the exhaust pipe was stuck and the person did not survive, so that's really sad. So there's so much snow, you have no idea. They're working really hard, but hopefully this is not going to take away from the reading. If it gets too bad, I'll just cut and edit the parts out. So if there's any cuts, y'all know why. I don't mean to cut my videos ever. Whenever there's like a transition or whatever, it's simply because a loud noise happened, and that's it. So let's just open and see what we're gonna find tonight. And you're welcome to get comfortable and relax. And we're gonna start random page. We are at 467. Make them want to follow you. If people get the impression early on that they can maneuver you, they will do so mercilessly. You set limits that are fair. If members don't rise to the high levels you uphold, you punish them. Your tone in speaking or writing is peremptory and bold. People always respect strength in the leader, as long as it does not stir up fears of abuse of power. If such toughness is not natural to you, develop it, or you will not last very long in the position. You will always have plenty of time to reveal that softer, kinder side that is really you, but if you start soft, you signal that you are a pushover. Begin this early on in your career by developing the highest possible standards for your own work. See the next section for more on this. And by training yourself to be constantly aware of how your manner and tone affect people in the subtlest of way. stir conflicting emotions, the aura. Most people are too predictable. To mix well in social situations, they assume a persona that is consistent: happy, pleasing, bold, sensitive. They try to hide other qualities that they are afraid to show. As the leader, you want to be more mysterious, to establish a presence that fascinates people, by sending mixed signals, by showing qualities that are ever so slightly contrary. You cause people to pause in their instant categorization and to think about who you really are. The more they think about you, the larger and more authoritative your presence. So, for instance, you are genuinely kind and sensitive, but you show an undertone of harshness, of intolerance towards certain types of behaviors. This is the pose of parents who demonstrate their love while indicating limits and boundaries. The child is trapped between affection and a touch of fear, and from that tension comes respect. In general, try to keep your bursts of anger or recriminations as infrequent as possible. Because you are modestly quiet and empathetic, when your anger flares, it really stands out and has the power to make people truly intimidated and contrite. You can mix prudence with an undertone of boldness that you occasionally display. You deliberate long on problems, but once a decision is made, you act with great energy and audacity. Such boldness comes out of nowhere and creates a strong impression. Or you can blend the spiritual with an undertone of earthy pragmatism. Those were the paradoxical qualities of Martin Luther King Jr. that fascinated people. Or you can be folksy and regal like Queen Elizabeth L, or you can blend the masculine and the feminine. See chapter 12 for more on this. Related to this, you must learn to balance presence and absence. If you seem too present and familiar, always available and visible, you seem too banal. You give people no room to idealize you. But if you are too aloof, people cannot identify with you. In general, it is best to lean slightly more in the direction of absence so that when you do appear before the group, you generate excitement and drama. If done right, in those moments when you are not available, people will be thinking of you. Today, people have lost this art. They are far too present and familiar, their every move displayed on social media. That might make you relatable, but it also makes you seem just like everyone else. And it is impossible to project authority with such an ordinary presence. Keep in mind that talking too much is a type of overpresence that grates and reveals weakness. Silence is a form of absence, and withdrawal that draws attention. It spells self-control and power. When you do talk, it has a greater effect. In similar fashion, if you commit a mistake, do not over-explain and over-apologize. You make it clear you accept responsibility and are accountable for any failures, and then you move on. Your contrition should be relatively quiet. Your subsequent actions will show you have learned a lesson. Avoid appearing defensive and whiny if attacked. You are above that. Develop this aura early on as a way to enthrall people. Do not make the mix too strong or you will seem insane. It is an undertone that makes people wonder in a good way. It is a matter of not faking qualities you do not have, but rather bringing out more of your natural complexity. Never appear to take, always to give, the taboo. Taking something from people they have assumed they possessed, money, rights, or privileges, time that is their own, creates a basic insecurity and will call into question your authority and all the credit you have amassed. You make the members of the group feel uncertain about the future in the most visceral manner. You stir up doubts about your legitimacy as a leader. What more will you take? Are you abusing the power you have? How have you been fooling us all along? Even the hint of this will harm your reputation. If sacrifices are necessary, you are the first to make them, and they are not simply symbolic. Try to frame any loss of resources or privileges as temporary and make it clear how quickly you will restore them. Follow the path of Queen Elizabeth I and make the husbanding of resources your primary concern so that you never end up in this position. Make it so that you can afford to be generous. related to this, you must avoid over-promising to people. In the moment, it might feel good to let them hear of the great things you will do for them, but people generally have an acute memory for promises, and if you fail to deliver, it will stick in their mind, even if you try to blame others or circumstances. If this happens a second time, your authority begins to sharply erode. Not giving what you promised to deliver will feel like something you have taken away. Everyone can talk a good game and promise, and so you seem just like anyone else we encounter, and the disappointment can be profound. Rejuvenate your authority. Adaptability. Your authority will grow with each action that inspires trust and respect. It gives you the luxury to remain in power long enough to realize great projects. But as you get older, the authority you established can become rigid. You become the father figure who starts to seem oppressive by how long he has monopolized power, no matter how deeply people admired him in the past. A new generation inevitably emerges that is immune to your charm, to the aura you have created. They see you as a relic. You also have the tendency, as you get older, to become ever so slightly intolerant and tyrannical, as you cannot help but expect people to follow you. Without being aware, you start to feel entitled, and people sense this. Besides, the public wants newness and fresh faces. The first step in avoiding this danger is to maintain the kind of sensitivity that Elizabeth displayed throughout her life, noting the moods behind people's words, gauging the effect you have on newcomers and young people. Next to me here. But all I have instead is just a little baggy bag. But that could be your seat. That could totally be your seat. And I'll pull a move on you. I'll do something crazy. Here, we open and we see the sky. Now we don't see much. I was hoping we would have a moon moment. A little moon moment. A little moon moment. A little moon moment. And then we close it back right here. So you can see we have different settings here. SOS. SOS is like SOS, something's gonna happen. So we're gonna click on this one and it does automatically. Obviously. So here we have a little options. Oops. Nope. Sorry, that was not really ASMR of me. We could ride, you could just come here and let's sturdy wheel and we could drive. I'm gonna show you, do a little tour of like the car at night, because you saw it during the day a little bit, and at night you really get to see the pink lights, how gorgeous that is right here. This is for the seat, so we can bring it forward. Yep, I'm going back. Okay, back. That is just like leaning back. You know, if I was driving like this, I could not see anything. I mean, I could, but barely. See this big, gorgeous, sturdy wheel. How beautiful that is. Here we have the little air ventilation thingy. You can make it a little colder and a little warmer. But right now the car is parked and it's locked, so I can't really show you. But when the car is active and open and you're driving, when you turn this up, it actually turns red, which is so cute. And you can change the colors in the settings fully. So if you go to, I think it's comfort actually, right here, comfort. Ambient light, you see the pink. We can pick certain effects. We can do multi-color. The climate, which is what I told you about. When you change the climate, it's going to adjust the color as well. Those are like the effects. And yes, I'm filming this at like almost 11 p.m. No tea, no shade. But wait, I wanted to show you actually the colors. Right here. So that's the shade. My favorite shade is 11, obviously, and it's pink. There are some pink reflections here. The shoes as well. This is pedal, brake, gas, brake, gas. All I'm missing is you right next to me, and we take off and we just go somewhere and ride. Where are you? Come on, join the car. I'm gonna do a little tour for you. I'm gonna show you what it is about, and you don't have to hold on to this bag for me. When you get in the car, we can just put it in the back seat, and you'll see the back seat and its glory, you know, not, I mean, in the way that like I've recorded the back seats in the daylight. So here you have all the windows to bring the windows down. Side, back side. They're all side windows, obviously. This is all of them at the same time, I guess. To stay locked or to be unlocked. This is adjusting the mirrors. You can go into the right mirror, left mirror, middle mirror. The wheel, I try to show you when you go to home. Yeah, you can kind of choose your settings. So this is understated, I think. So understated, it's basically like you and I. We are so understated, you already know. So love that. There's a sport, and from what I remember, those are only images, and it's not the setting of the car. If you want to put the car in sports mode or dynamic mode, you need to do so in the settings. This is the classic one, assistance and service. So assistance is like when you want to park, I suppose, or to stay in your lane if someone is getting close to you. But the I'm gonna take the understated, by the way. Underestimated. This one, it's so pretty, fits the vibe of the car, but you don't see how many miles. Here's what I was playing. I was playing Party For You by Charlie XCX, although I did skip that song, so it was just a part of my playlist. So I don't know, just happened to be there. The screen is on the longer side, so you have a longer side, but definitely you're not having that big screen here. This is a Mercedes CLA 250 2024. So yeah, here is my cup holder. Right now I'm drinking some sparkling beverage that is called Waterloo. Let me show you. And that's what I've been drinking on the road. Waterloo, and this is the sparkling water blackberry lemonade. Love that. Blackberry lemonade. This is my little glove box too, and it contains nothing amazing. I mean, a glass case, so glasses for when it's sunny, and I also have these CVS Band-Aids. You can't really see, sorry, the light really sucks. There you go. The Band-Aids, the blemishes for one of your heels. So it's a very humble little thing here. So here's where I put my phone, actually. This background is kind of corny. Let me change it. I'll tell you about it. Let me just change it real quick for something else. Let me just change it for something else. But I love this background. This is like a penthouse in New York City. I just found that on Pinterest. Nothing crazy. This is my phone. This is what I see when I open my phone. I'll do a tour of my phone, to be honest, soon. My phone is plugged, by the way, USB, if you can see, USB to USB-C. There's the cable here, and it goes all the way in here. You can only have one cable at a time, I think, but maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. You can change modes. So here, when you're looking for parking, you can click that feature and it's going to start to look for parking spaces around you. This is the volume for the music, so the entertainment music, entertainment volume. So you can put 2 cups in here, and here is where I put my keys usually, or anything like a lip gloss that I plan on using. You can see here I have a water bottle, so I like to have a water bottle with me. This is actually my gym water bottle right there. Little glove box. And of course, beautiful steering wheel. Beautiful steering wheel, beautiful steering wheel. So all we're missing out is you joining on the passenger seat, and we ride somewhere over the rainbow. I have honked a couple times, maybe 2 times, 3 times. I'm not a honker anymore. I used to be more of a honker, but you know, it happens to everyone. Unless it's really gonna make a difference, then I'm gonna honk. But most of the time, people don't really realize what they're doing in the streets. Here is the other portion of the wheelie. I know that in different types of Mercedes, like AMGs, the wheel will have 2 little bars here, and will be disconnected, but it has more of like a luxury, almost like sport feel. This one is a CLA 250, 2024 once again. So, and there you have more settings for the sound. If you don't want to be using the little thingy here, like you're busy on the freeway, you can go and do it from here. As you can see on the screen, it's going to change a little something. Of course, taking a call, accepting the call, ending the call, or declining, ending or declining. And you can use, of course, these. So when you reverse, you are neutral or drive or park, you all adjust it from here. And when you park, you press on the side. So that's to change in which mode you're driving. Okay, are you driving neutral? Are you driving in drive 2, drive 3? Reversing, parallel parking, perhaps. And here, this is when you signal, of course, and you'll be able to, I want to find the best way to show this to you, because like, come on, okay, we need a little bit more of a serve. You can't see because it's so dark, but basically, you know, when it rains, you want to have your windshield wipers going. You can adjust it from here, and it's just tricky to show you, but yeah, there we go. So you adjust it from here. This is for the parking brake, and you can have your lights on auto. I like to have it on auto. I rarely find my high beams just like randomly going off. It's really well made. So I'm just a little bit forgetful. One thing also about this model, I don't know if it's me and I just haven't like catched on to the T, but so yes, it's push to start here. You start your engine, but then underneath, this is for like automatic stopping. When you're just driving and stopping in traffic, your car will automatically turn off. And while this is like lets go, okay, for like environment purposes. It kind of jams the car and it kind of starts weird with a delay, which I don't love yet. So I find myself pressing this every single time I drive, like first thing when I open the car. So that's a setting that maybe I could automate. I think you can change in your settings, but have not gone to that point so far. But yeah, this is just a fun little car. You already know it's white. The exterior is white and very comfortable. Look at the seating, all the room. I'm not sure you can really see. So let me use my other phone. I'll give you a little flash moment with my other phone, okay? So look at the seating. It's very wide and it goes really far. So you can see that I have my knees very relaxed. I find myself just very cozy, and yeah, we're just missing you right there. It's a white interior. That's what it looks like with the light. I get it cleaned every week, by the way, so it may not look the best right now because usually I get it done on Sundays, and we're already Sunday, and I haven't done it this week, but I'm gonna get it done tomorrow. And that's what it looks like. And the ceiling or the top that I was showing you, here's like the material, how it looks like. I want to like scratch there you go. The light is a little harsh, but that's the top that I was talking to you about. And that's pretty much it. Look how moody that is, and you can change the intensity of the color here. If we go back in the brightness, we have it all at max, but then you can choose different zones of the car, make it less bright if you want. You see how this is like more subtle versus this is like way more bright. So you can choose